Alright, so in today's discussion, I want to talk about batteries. Now, I've gone through a roller coaster of thoughts when it comes to batteries. There was a time where I was all about batteries and stockpiling them. I have a whole bunch of AAAs because everything needs 3 AAAs. And then I have AA's. Now, these are all rechargeable, and so these are the ones that are recharged, ready to go. And then I have another one of these boxes that is, they've been charged, waiting to be used, and I just rotate between the boxes. I'll link them down below if you want to use them. They're actually ammo boxes, but they work really well for AA and AAA batteries. And I like rechargeable batteries because I can recharge them and use them, and so if I have them, they're capable and ready to go. Even if they're not ready to go, I can recharge them. There's been times where I have bought a pack of 4 AA batteries and then I go to use them and one of them doesn't work or they don't last as long as they should have. And so if I have rechargeable batteries, I can buy them, and if they don't last as long as they typically do, I can just recharge them and use them again, right? So I converted everything to rechargeable batteries because they don't take up much space, and I can use them for lots of different things. Same with my power tools. All of my power tools are DeWalt. Okay, this physical battery in my hand can run all of my power tools. It can run my impact, it can run my drill, my jigsaw, reciprocating saw, circular saw, oscillating tool. All my power tools take this battery, meaning if all I have is this one battery, I still have access to all of my tools, right? There's a lot of people that do their homework, and so you have this impact driver. The Milwaukee impact driver is way better than this one. I'll admit it. The Milwaukee brushless impact driver is way better than the DeWalt, but the problem is when you start mixing batteries, when you have Milwaukee, Makita, DeWalt, Ryobi, if your drill and impact are Milwaukee and your Milwaukee battery dies, you don't have access to those tools anymore, right? You might still have your Makita battery and your Ryobi battery, but you lose access. As those batteries die, you lose access to certain tools. So this impact driver, I don't work construction, I'm not taking this as a job site every single day, so this is more than good enough for me, and so I will choose the DeWalt version even if it's not the best, even if there's betters out there, just so that I can use this one battery to run everything. Okay, so I am smart about my battery use. But then I was thinking about it, and I have like 7 DeWalt batteries. I have all of these batteries. And if the power were to go out and I had no way of charging these batteries, I'm kind of out of luck, right? And so I wanted non-battery options. I wanted manual tools. I wanted manual ways of doing things. I wanted manual lighting. And non-battery operated lighting, I should say. And the problem is I don't use any of this stuff. Like this bit and brace, I have used it just because I needed to learn how to use it. I wanted to get good with it so that when I need it, I know exactly what I'm doing. So I have used this, but I haven't used it in a really long time. I always grab my drill. When it comes to the lighting has been a big issue. This is what really sparked this video, is candle lantern, right? I can't make wax or wicks, so I have to stock up on candles, right? Well, if you look at, I can store 100 these are AAAs to like 6 candles, right? And so if I have like a bunch of candles stored away so that I have them in case of an emergency, they're taking up even more space than my batteries. Or the lamp, right? The oil lamp. lamp oil, right? A big gallon jug. If I have a couple of these, it's taking up a lot of space. It's taking up a lot of room. I have to store this somewhere. I have to make sure it's not evaporating. I have to make sure that I care for it. I need wicks to go inside this candle lantern as well. I got this candle lantern for, or not candle lantern, but oil lamp for $9, and I've seen it as low as $7.50. So stay tuned for that video. But right, I have to store all this stuff. Right? So if I have to store all of this stuff, why don't I just store batteries? And so then I was like, you know what? I don't need all this extra junk. I'm just going to buy more batteries, and I'm going to have flashlights and headlamps and power tools and do it that way. And I still recommend power tools. If you haven't seen that video, I'll link it at the end of this one. But then, right, I live in Minnesota. Winter is right around the corner. And now I'm starting to think again, because batteries do not hold up in the winter. The batteries hate the cold. They absolutely hate it. I had a battery, well, a flashlight inside of a battery inside of a flashlight that I left in the garage the other night, and it got close to freezing, and when I went to use it the next morning, it was dead, because batteries hate the cold. Also, they don't last over time, right? These batteries, if I let them sit in here for 10, 15 years, they're not going to be at 100% capacity. They're slowly going to drain just sitting here. Where if I take care of the lamp oil, I take care of the candles and the wicks, they're going to be exactly the same 10, 15 years from now as they are today, right? These 9-hour candles are always going to be 9-hour candles. They're not going to dwindle away. They're not going to lose power. Nothing's going to happen to them. As long as I store them properly, all of these things are going to work almost indefinitely, right? Where batteries aren't the case. You can store them properly, but they're still slowly going to drain. Even if you have a solar generator, the more you recharge it, like these are rechargeable, the more you recharge it, the less battery life they're going to have. The solar generator, the more you charge it, the more you use it, the less battery life it's going to have. The longer you store it, they recommend topping it off every 6 months. Even if you don't use it, you're going to have to top it off every 6 months, because as batteries store, they slowly lose their full charge, their full capabilities. And so then, that's why I bought this, right? This is going to work even in the middle of winter, right? If I can put lamp oil in it with a new wick, I'm going to have light. It doesn't matter what the temperature is. It doesn't matter how long it's been sitting. It's going to work. Same with this candle lantern. It doesn't matter if it's sat out in the garage for a week in the freezing cold. I can still light it and it's still going to work. And so, yeah, I keep going back and forth. I'm all about the batteries. If I'm going to store something, I might as well store batteries. Well, batteries aren't the most reliable, so why don't I buy something that is more reliable? And I keep going back and forth. And so I want to know your opinion. I want to know what you think. What is the best thing to store? What is the best bang for the buck? What is the best thing to store that takes up space inside your home? I want to know what your thoughts and opinions are. Leave them in that comment section down below, and I cannot wait to hear what you have to say.